What's good, everybody? I appreciate you checking in. All right. I took the time. I broke down the Panthers game. I watched it 3 times over. I kept rewinding, and I'm going to break this whole thing down. I'm going to hit you guys with my biggest takeaways from our week 3 matchup, an embarrassing loss to the Carolina Panthers. And then I got two huge things I definitely want to hit you guys with. Number one, big shout out to the Raider Nation. I mean, you guys showed up and showed out for that week 3 home opener. The march over the Hacienda Bridge was ridiculous. I mean, the amount, it felt like Oakland all over again, to be dead honest with you. And the tailgate status and in J lot and H lot. I mean, you guys showed up. That stadium was packed, completely blacked out. The Raider Nation showed up and showed out. Unfortunately, our Raider team did not. And so just big shots to the Raider Nation. And number two, this is actually my 1 year anniversary of starting this whole YouTube thing. And I promised you guys basically about a month and a half ago, that I was going to surprise you guys. My next giveaway is at 4,000 subscribers, but I promised you guys that I might surprise you guys with one. And to kind of celebrate my 1 year anniversary of starting this whole YouTube thing, we're doing a giveaway. And so what I want you to do in order to be included in this giveaway, number one, like this video. Number two, make sure you're a subscriber. Hit that subscribe button. And then comment in the comment section down below your favorite Raider of all time and the word giveaway. All right. So make sure you're a subscriber, like this video, and in the comment section down below, tell me who your favorite Raider of all time is and comment the word giveaway. You'll automatically be included in this giveaway. And on Saturday, when I drop my video of my full breakdown of our week 4 matchup against the Cleveland Browns, I will announce that winner. And then what I'll do is I will respond to your comment that you are the winner, and I'll give you the instructions on how to redeem your giveaway. This is going to be the 6th person since starting this channel that will receive a giveaway from me. And again, guys, this is just my way. This is my way of saying thank you for the support that you have shown me thus far, and just my way of giving back. All right. So I appreciate every single one of you guys. You guys make it, honestly, you guys make it exciting. I love being able to jump on here. I stopped coaching 4 years ago, and this is just my way of being able to kind of engage and keep talking about football. And so I love this journey. There's no stopping, but this is my way of giving back. And so this is going to be my 4th giveaway, or sorry, I think this is actually my 5th giveaway. Hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. In the comment section down below, let me know who your favorite Raider of all time is and type the word giveaway, and I will let you know when I drop my video on Saturday who is that winner. And so let's cover a couple things, right? I'm going to give you my biggest takeaways from the game. It may not be popular, but I'm going to tell you, I did my homework. I did my research. I've coached this game for 23 years. I played it for 15, so I think I have a good grasp. Now, I'm not always right, so definitely get ready in that comment section and give me your thoughts. And at the end of this video, Antonio Pierce, he said some things after the game, basically saying some individuals made some business decisions, and now moving forward, he's going to have to make some business decisions, whether it's him, the whole coaching staff. But I'm going to kind of give you my take on that at the end of this video. And so let's kind of get into this. Let's start on the 3 biggest things that I think really killed any momentum that we had, and some decisions that I think were extremely questionable. The number one decision was early. It was 14-7 on the Carolina 40-yard line, and we basically decided to go for it on 4th and 3. I don't know why we went for it at that point. It was almost like there was some panic mode. And right before that 4th and 3, we ran the ball on 3rd and 7. And that tells me that Antonio Pierce went over to Luke Getsy and said, hey, we're going to go for it on 4th down. We're going for it. And so that was already planned before that 4th down even came up. And so to me, I don't know why you do that. Now, you went for it later in the game. Again, questionable decision. But why go for it on 4th down so early? It's almost as if you kind of went in panic mode. And obviously, we didn't convert. And to me, that was just a momentum killer. It was an absolute momentum killer. You don't make that decision on 3rd and 7 saying, we're going to go for it. So you run the ball. You run the ball. Now you're 4th and 3 and you don't convert. You just run your regular offense. Run your regular offense. We moved the ball down the field a little bit. It's 3rd and 7. Try to get that 1st down. So again, I'm not exactly sure why we made that decision. I think that was a momentum killer. And then you have the two massive drops by Devontae Adams. I mean, the first one was right before the half. Daniel Carlson ended up missing that field goal kick just left. It was just left. And if Devonta Adams would have caught that ball, that would have gave us 8 more yards. We would have been 8 yards closer for that field goal. And at that point, Carlson might have made that. And so that was a killer. And then the second drop by Devonta Adams, where it was basically going to move the chains. It was going to get us from our side of the field. And that was going to be, I believe it was around a 16, 17-yard gain and would have put us in Panthers territory. I mean, it was an absolute momentum killer. And so going for it early on fourth down and knowing that you're going to go for it on 3rd and 7, which kind of took Luke Getsy kind of out of his normal game plan. I think it was a horrible decision by Antonio Pierce to do that. And then the two drops by Devonta Adams just really killed any momentum that we could get. So that's 3 big plays and three momentum killer, or 2 momentum killers, and a decision that I just think was poorly managed and then obviously poorly executed. And so let's get into my biggest takeaways. All right, my biggest takeaways. Let's start on the defensive side of the ball. Our run defense just didn't show up. Point blank period. We made Chuba Hubbard look like he was an absolute stud, a top tier running back. It just didn't show up, and that was absolute killer. Secondly, our inside linebackers struggled with defending the pass. Robert Spillane, there was a deep seam early in the game that he just didn't get to his drop. Tommy Eichenberg missed a tackle trying to get to the sideline on a running back. I believe it was Chuba Hubbard, and he took off for a 10-plus yard gain, which was a momentum killer. Got them on our side of the field. So our inside linebackers really didn't help out in that coverage. And then Deontay Johnson just absolutely tore us up. It didn't matter who was guarding him. It didn't matter if it was Jacorian Bennett. It didn't matter if it was Jack Jones, even Nate Hobbs. Didn't matter. Deontay Johnson absolutely tore us up. And the biggest thing is we gave up so many big plays, big chunk yards, whether it's just a quick slant and all of a sudden Deontay Johnson takes off for 50 yards. You know, that deep pass for a touchdown to Adam Thielen. I mean, it was nothing but chunk plays for the Carolina Panthers. And that just made the day that much easier for Andy Dalton. He didn't have to do a whole lot. It wasn't like he had to go and throw the ball 60 yards downfield 5, 6, 7 times and complete it. No, he just had to hit a simple slant route, and all of a sudden, bang, they're gone. I mean, it made the day so much easier. So for the defense to let up so many chunk yards, it was embarrassing. All right. And so that was definitely a killer, and it allowed Carolina to get up on us quick. You know, at halftime it was 21-7. You know, halfway through the third, I think it was 27-7. You know, and all of a sudden, at one point, it was 33-7. I mean, it allowed them to get up on us so quick, which again, now let's jump on to the offensive side. You talk about the play calling. This is where it's tough. You know, Gardner Minshew didn't have a great day. But I'll tell you right now, everybody's talking about Aiden O'Connell, and I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet because, look, Aiden O'Connell didn't do anything in that last drive that tells me he's going to take Gardner Minshew's job. And Gardner Minshew didn't do anything in that game to tell me that he's not the right guy, that he is a failure, and now we need to switch everything up. Luke Getsy, look, we talked about that 4th down earlier in the game. You know, that really killed Luke Getsy's ability to try to sustain that drive. Antonio Pierce came up to him because it's really the head coach's decision whether to go for it on 4th down that early. You know, that killed his ability to potentially try to move that drive along. And earlier in the game, I think he did the right thing. He tried to establish the run. Because that's what we need to do to try to find some balance in the offense. And so he tried to establish the run. The Panthers' defensive line is one of the worst in the league. And that tells us, because we could not get the running game going, that tells me our offensive line is absolutely horrible. And it is. Now, they did a little bit better in the pass protection. I'll give them credit for that. But when it comes to the running game, when it comes to run blocking, our offensive line is absolutely horrible. And we tried. We ran the ball a total of 13 times with our running backs, and 12 of those runs were in the first half. Now, mind you, we had to become unbalanced, I guess, when you talk about the offensive play calling, because Carolina got up on us so quickly that we had to adjust with our play calling. Now Luke Getsy has to try to open it up. But because the Carolina Panthers got up on us so quickly, and they were basically again at one point it was a 24-7 game, a 27-7 game in the third quarter. Now Carolina knows what we're going to do. They know we're going to go deep. They know we're going to pass the ball, so they're going to play a soft coverage, which makes it that much harder to try to go deep, to try to push that ball downfield. Now we tried to. Now there were some opportunities, some missed reads by Gardner Minshew. Yes, there were opportunities for us to take maybe a couple extra shots downfield. There were some opportunities where he could have hit a mid-range throw and he just didn't see it. But those are the growing pains of having a brand new offensive coordinator and a brand new quarterback to match up with that offense. It's going to take 4 or 5 games. So I'm giving Gardner Minshew 5 games to see, and Luke Getsy to try to figure this whole thing out. But when your offensive line is just absolutely garbage in the run game, that means that those linebackers, those defensive backs, those safeties, they don't have to worry about the run game. They don't have to close on the run as quickly as possible, so they can get in their drops a lot quicker than they normally would. We have to do something to establish this run game. And now I do think we ran quite a bit of zone. We ran a little bit of power. I think Zamir White, if he's going to continue to be our featured running back, I think that we need to lean more towards the power run scheme, because I just don't think Zamir White can be a good zone scheme type of running back. I just don't think he can. He doesn't have the vision for it. I think he needs to put his head down and just run straight. And that's just my opinion. Can you still kind of hit a little bit of zone here and there? Yes, you can throw that in, but I think our main run style needs to be the power run. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be the savior to it all. I'm not going to say that is going to fix the issue, because it's not. All right. Our offensive line is even worse, or not even worse. I take that back. Our offensive line is just as bad at the power run scheme as it is the zone scheme. It's bad. All right. Again, guys, I broke down this film, not only the last 2 films, I've broke down this specific game film 3 separate times. I ran it back and forth, rewinding, going back. And I'll tell you right now, our offensive line is going to struggle. And I really don't know what we're going to do to fix this. Jackson Powers Johnson, he got some reps, a couple reps in the middle of the game, but he got some reps on that last drive when Aiden O'Connell came in. So it was mainly just pass blocking. But, Jackson Powers Johnson, which was, again, I'll bring it up, it was weird. I don't know why we're putting him in on the right side when I think he should be playing on the left, because that's where our biggest need is at the left guard. So I don't know why he was getting reps at the right guard, and you're pulling Dylan Parham, which is probably one of our best offensive linemen at this point. And he's doing okay. He's not doing great. He's just doing okay. So why put Jackson Powers Johnson on the right when you should be putting him on the left, where he needs to kind of gain that chemistry, that rapport with Colton Miller on the left side? They need to start to understand how to communicate with each other. And to put him on the right made no sense. But he did get some reps in, and that's kind of where we stand with that. But this was a very hard game to gauge Luke Getsy. All right. I think Luke Getsy did an okay job of play calling. Okay. He tried to establish the run early. It didn't work. I get it. He tried to get out of it, and we passed the majority of the last part of the second quarter. And then basically all we did was pass in the second half. And so, but we ended up being one-dimensional because the Panthers got up on us so quickly that they knew all we had to do was pass. And it made it even harder to pass because the Panthers knew what we were going to do. The defense really failed us in this game. They let the Panthers do whatever they wanted. Big chunk plays. They scored quick. They ran all over us. They passed all over us. And it forced our offense to end up being one-dimensional. And that does not help an offensive coordinator when you call plays. It doesn't help a quarterback at all when your run game is non-existent. And now the defense knows you're going to pass. And so I can't take a whole lot of negative when it comes to this game, when it comes to Luke Getsy's play calling. Now, I'm going to go live with some of my guys, Protect the Shield, as well as the Severe Raider. We're going to go live later this evening. We're going to break down some plays, but I'm also going to break down additional plays kind of on my own later in the week. So look after that. And I'm going to break down why I think Luke Getsy wasn't 100% at fault. Did he have some bad play calls? He did. Did Gardner Minshew miss some open receivers that he should throw to? Yes, he did. All right. So, but I'm not all of a sudden saying fire Luke Getsy. I'm not doing it because I broke down the film. I looked at the film. All right. He did do some good things. He tried to establish the run, which was the right thing to do. And it just failed. Our offensive line is not very good. And then our defense let this Panthers offense just get up on us so quickly that turned us one-dimensional. And when that defense knows all you're going to do is pass, it makes it that much harder. But there were opportunities to kind of get downfield, drop passes by Devonta Adams. You had Antonio Pierce trying to go for it on third and, telling Luke Getsy, run the ball on 3rd and 7 because we're going to go for it earlier in the game. I don't know why you're doing that. All right. And then you go for it again. Now, it was a long 4th and 1 later in the game. We went for it. I don't agree with the quarterback sneak. So again, yes, there were some bad play calls, but not enough to where I'm sitting there going, fire Luke Getsy. Right? That's not what I'm standing on right now. And so again, it's a hard one to kind of pick apart. It was a very emotional game. We should have beaten the Carolina Panthers. Nobody questions that. We just didn't show up and play. But I'll tell you right now, it's not a 100% on the offense. You let an Andy Dalton offense come in and just smack you around. I put this loss more on the defense than anything. That's where I put this loss on. All right. And so that's kind of my breakdown. Those were my biggest takes. I'm going to look at my notes real quick to see if I missed anything. The last thing I'll say is everybody's now saying start Aiden O'Connell. Look what he did at the end of the game. And no, you can't do that. And here's my reason why. One, Carolina was playing basically a prevent defense, a cover 4, letting everything in front of them go. All right. They were letting everything 15 yards and under. They let us have it. The Carolina Panthers defense was just trying to stop everything in front of them, get out of this game without an injury, and let the clock run down. They didn't care about breaking on any passes or anything like that. All right. So they let us kind of go downfield. They kept everything in front. And even by doing that, Aiden O'Connell the only thing I'll also add this. Aiden O'Connell, it's hard when you're sitting the entire game and all of a sudden you're just thrown into the game to now play garbage time. Okay. But he had that horrible pass to Michael Mayer, which was completely inaccurate. He took a sack with just a 4-man rush coming after him. He took a sack, right? And then he had if that linebacker would have picked it, he could have won 6. All right. So he almost threw a pick. Yes, he rolled out, bought some times, hit Trey Tucker for a touchdown. Good on him. All right. I won't take that away from him. He did a good job. But at the end of the day, he did that against a defense that was letting anything 15 yards and under basically give him that they just gave him those passes, and he still had miscues. All right. So I'm not saying Aiden O'Connell's not good. I'm not saying Aiden O'Connell deserves his job. Okay. Because again, he came in at the end. You're sitting basically all game long. You're cold. Your arm's cold. That's the tough situation to be thrown into. So I am not going to say Aiden O'Connell needs to start. That makes no sense at this point because I don't think we lost this game because of our offense. I think we lost this game because of our defense. Our defense, that Andy Dalton looked like an all-pro quarterback and let that Deontay Johnson and Chuba Hubbard just tear us up, and the Carolina offense got up on us quickly, which made our offense completely one-dimensional. And so that's kind of what I'm going to stand on. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Now, the last thing I will say is Antonio Pierce did after the game. He came out and said there were certain individuals. Now, he didn't say players. He said individuals that made business decisions, and moving forward, we're going to have to make our own. And I'll be honest, I don't know what that means. I watched that film over and over again, and I tried to look, were there players that let up? Were there players that maybe sat because, I don't know, maybe AP saw something and he said, look, I'm gonna sit you if you're not going to put that a decent effort out. Honestly, I didn't see it. Now there was that play with Jack Jones. It's going viral. Everybody's showing this play that Jack Jones kind of let up. I didn't see him let up at any point outside of that. Now, the only thing I will say is, was he thinking that our linebacker, our defender, had him wrapped up and he was going to look to see if that ball was going to show and he was going to try to strip it? Possibly. All right. But I don't know if that one play warrants a comment like that. So I don't know, because if you make a comment like that and that's directed towards Jack Jones, if AP makes that comment of players made business decisions, I mean that could ruin someone's career. That could ruin someone's rapport in the locker room, the whole nine. So that's a very bold statement to make. So if you're going to make that statement, that there better be multiple plays or multiple series that you're seeing something and now you make that comment. And I didn't see that. Okay, it was one play to Jack Jones. Again, I don't think it was him not wanting to make contact. I think he might have been looking to get the strip. All right, so that's just me. Um, but the only thing I will add is Antonio Pierce. If you're going to make that comment, you better stand on it. We better see some sort of you. You went to the public. You went under that podium and called somebody out, whether it was a player, whether it was a coach. Now, the only thing I can think of when it comes to the coaching side, maybe you suggested some things to Patrick Graham or Luke Getsy. Maybe you said, hey, we should do this, and they didn't. Because the one thing that he did say in that press conference is that there was some lack of design. There was some lack of going back to certain plays or trying to do certain things. He did mention that there was some miscommunication, and coaches should have gone back to certain plays or certain play designs, and they didn't do it. And so, is that him saying that maybe he was suggesting something to Luke Getsy or Patrick Graham and they didn't go back to it? So, again, he said certain individuals were making business decisions. And so I don't know if that's actual players. And again, I went back, I didn't see anything. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think about that. But that's kind of my take, guys. That's my take. I know it's kind of long winded. I apologize, but let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Now, again, it's my giveaway. I'm celebrating 1 year of being on this YouTube thing. I appreciate every single one of you guys. This is my way of saying thank you. So again, like this video, hit that subscribe button if you want to be included. And in the comment section down below, tell me who your favorite Raider is of all time and type the word giveaway. I'll announce the winner on my Saturday video breaking down our Cleveland Browns game. All right. And then I'll reply to your comment in this video that you are the winner and the instructions in order to redeem your giveaway. So again, guys, I appreciate you. It's my 1 year anniversary. So I got to celebrate somehow. And why not do it by, saying thank you in this way? So I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm out.